Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Talk Liberation, your worldwide internet report. I'm your host, Fiorella Isabel. For the latest headlines in internet news, please subscribe to talkliberation.substack.com. Each week, you will receive a long-form article and video report straight to your inbox. And to communicate with me and others who share your same interests directly, join our Substack community. TikTok sells viral GPS trackers marketed to stalkers. TikTok Shop vendors are using the platform's powerful algorithm to market GPS trackers and recording devices that can secretly spy on or record a romantic partner. These products are promoted through viral videos, some with millions of views, that feature voiceovers encouraging users to hide the devices in a partner's car to catch them, quote, cheating. While the platform's policies prohibit content that promotes violence, criminal activities, or secret surveillance, these videos often sneak in with disclaimers like, quote, I'm not a lawyer. Despite TikTok deleting some videos, dozens of nearly identical ones remain easily discoverable, suggesting a significant lack of enforcement on severe violations of privacy and trust, putting countless people at risk. U.S. ICE agency reinstates spyware contract with Paragon. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, has reinstated a $2 million contract with the spyware firm Paragon Solutions. This after the company, originally founded by Israeli intelligence, was acquired by a U.S. private equity firm. ICE agents now have access to Paragon's powerful graphite hacking tool, capable of covertly infiltrating cell phones to extract messages, photos, and location data, effectively turning them into listening devices. Graphite has already been implicated in targeting European journalists and political figures, exploiting vulnerabilities in devices like the iPhone. Integrating such an invasive tool into domestic law enforcement creates a significant risk that targets privacy, free speech, and dissent. Australia mandates digital age verification for major tech platforms. Australia plans to mandate strict age verification for social media users by 2025, with the claim of creating a safer online environment, particularly for minors, by shielding them from harmful content and social media's negative impact. But to effectively verify the age of users, platforms would be required to collect and process highly sensitive personal data, such as government-issued ID, biometric information, or other official documents. This effectively creates a centralized database of citizens' digital identities, making them vulnerable to cyber attacks and data breaches. The infrastructure required for verification could also normalize a new level of digital surveillance, potentially allowing both corporations and governments to track online activity with unprecedented specificity. Major security breach exposes hidden customer dashcam footage. A security breach at dashcam company Nexar exposed profound privacy risks within car dashcams. A hacker gained access to a massive database containing terabytes of unencrypted video footage from users' cars, revealing intimate moments of drivers and passengers who were completely unaware they were being watched by a third party. Attackers exploited a security flaw where an overly permissive key in each dashcam granted access to download every user's recordings. The compromised videos included footage of a driver approaching the entrance of the CIA headquarters, vehicles entering sensitive military installations, among others, while internal docs also revealed that companies and government entities like Apple, Google, AI firms, the city of Los Angeles, and even the Israeli Defense Forces have gained access to Nexar's data. U.S.-Israel plan proposes relocating Gazans to build AI-powered smart cities. A new U.S.-Israeli plan for Gaza, the Gaza Reconstitution, Economic Acceleration, and Transformation Trust, or Great Trust, envisions the complete demolition of the Strip and the permanent removal of its more than 2 million Palestinian residents. replacing them with luxury tourist-driven resorts and an AI-powered high-tech commercial hub similar to Dubai. The land would be under the control of a trust managed by Israeli and American investors, with internal security handled by private military contractors and the Israeli military. The plan, presented as a voluntary departure, would offer residents around $5,000 and rental subsidies to abandon their land and become refugees, in exchange for a digital token that could theoretically be redeemed for property in the future. The criticism is that this is forced displacement and land appropriation, raising alarm over humanitarian implications as well as the dangerous surveillance foundations it's setting for smart cities that could spread to Europe, the US, and beyond. Former WhatsApp security chief sues Meta over cybersecurity failures. A battle between Meta and a whistleblower puts the image of WhatsApp as a beacon of privacy into question. While WhatsApp ads featuring celebrities assure users their data is private, a newly filed federal lawsuit from Atullah Baig, the former head of WhatsApp security, states that Meta leadership was not only aware of critical security failures, but actively concealed them, violating a $5 billion settlement with the Federal Trade Commission. He says around 1,500 WhatsApp engineers had unrestricted access to vast amounts of user data, enabling them to move or steal information without a detectable trail, and that the platform failed to implement basic safeguards against data scraping, making account takeovers rampant, with repeated asks to address the issues to senior leaders, including Mark Zuckerberg, dismissed. Meta denies the accusations, characterizing Baig as a low-level employee fired for poor performance. Google fined massive €2.95 billion over abusive advertising practices. The European Commission has hit Google with a huge €2.95 billion fine for systematically abusing its dominant market position to distort competition in the advertising tech industry. The ruling states Google engaged in biased self-preferencing by favoring its own ad exchange AdX through its dominant publisher ad server and ad buying tools. This included sharing confidential bidding data with its own exchange and steering advertiser bids away from rivals, granting AdX an unfair advantage, ultimately harming competitors, advertisers, and online publishers. The EU Commission also ordered Google to not only cease the practices, but also implement measures to address inherent conflicts of interest created by its control over the entire ad tech supply chain. Wireless phone searches hit record high in the US. Travelers to the US are facing unprecedented levels of digital surveillance at the border, where Customs and Border Protection (CBP) agents are searching personal electronic devices in record numbers. Between April and June of 2025, CBP agents examined the phones of nearly 15,000 individuals, a new record high. The process grants agents the power to scroll through photos, messages, emails, and apps without a warrant or need for reasonable suspicion. The agency downplays the intrusions, arguing they affect less than 0.01% of travelers, but victims describe it as a surveillance sprint, operating under a different set of rules from domestic law enforcement. The legal justification hinges on the border search exception, which grants CBP broad authority to conduct searches at ports of entry, essentially treating the border as a rights-free zone where the usual constitutional protections don't fully apply. And that's it for this week's episode of Talk Liberation, your worldwide internet report. For the latest headlines in internet news, please subscribe to talkliberation.substack.com and join our Substack community. I'm your host, Fiorella Isabel, and I'll see you next time.